are listening to Anja Asks Anybody. And today, my guest with me is artist Christopher T. Wood. Hello, Christopher.
Hi, welcome.
Yes. You're a person who's always up to projects and such. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners by describing the scene on your desk or table right now? What is on it and why? What is out on the table?
It's complicated because there's multiple desks and tables. So which one do I talk about? So
just pick one.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one that is covered in spirals and owls right now. So that's a fun one, but you reach a point where you just have to move and start using a different table because you don't want to move the spirals or the owls.
Yeah, so like how many tables would you say you have for doing the things that you do?
I'm thinking like 5 rotating in different spaces. Yeah.
So you have a spiral and owls table, and these are drawings, I presume?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then what are some of the other tables? What are some of the other things happening on the other tables?
The one that's more of an office table, that one gets really stacked with many items, and it becomes this excavation project every, now and again to see what's all down there. Then there's more of a working table that is really active and shifting pretty much day by day and has the most recent drawings. And I should say all the tables, I think, have layers of graphite that have settled above and within amongst the objects on them.
Is there anything on the tables that are not directly like paper or graphite? Are there any other tools or personal effects on these tables?
There must be.
Yeah. Are you like one of those neat artists, or are you kind of messy?
I'd say quite messy.
Okay. So you might have like a sock on a table somewhere, or
There's definitely a sock on. There's multiple socks because there's an art sock, and then I'm pretty sure there's at least one non-art sock as well.
So an art sock, is that for creating like moving the graphite around for mark making?
Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, there's certain socks, they'll just, man, I can get just the right transitions with that graphite.
What makes a good art sock? Like, is it a particular material, or does it have to be aged, or should it be a new sock?
Nice and soft and seasoned just so with the powdered graphite that I can pick it up without even reapplying the graphite. I can start getting some gentle, subtle, applications of graphite.
When you were a kid, were you the sort of kid who really liked like silly putty and slime and gack and stuff?
So silly putty, yes. And slime, some of that stuff might have come out a little after. But yeah, the kind of like tactile, kind of gross kneading thing, like kneady putty, clay, Play-Doh.
Yeah, Play-Doh. Yeah,
that was a big one.
Yeah. Oh yes. What was the main decade of your childhood the 90s or the 80s?
Yes.
Yes.
80s.
80s. Okay.
Into
So they didn't.
The 90s.
They didn't have slime in the 80s.
Yeah, we were not. So we had mud.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And the children ran around in the yard barefoot with a wooden wheel, pushing it around with sticks.
Yeah. No, if you want the slime, you got to find that slug and
Yeah.
extract.
Okay. Yeah, I was born in 87, so there was some slime for us. Yes.
Yeah.
So, thinking of mediums, and slime and mud and graphite and socks. Is there like a medium that maybe everyone has always suggested to you to use, or one that you thought you would like, but every time you try it you're like, ugh, I don't like that?
Gross. Yeah. I don't. Well, there's one that comes to mind that is not. It's not that people have been suggesting so much, but I think of markers, which are quite common,
Mm-hmm.
but they just have never really done it for me. They're so clean
Yeah.
and precise and tidy and usually colorful.
Have you ever used the brush markers?
Not exactly, no. I've used these paint markers that are kind of like you can put your own kind of paint in them. I'm not sure if that's similar.
Oh, I have no idea. I've never used those. Yeah. I don't blame you. Markers aren't especially exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that way about screen printing. It just feels like taking a windshield wiper and going and I always find the image usually underwhelming because I like a lot of detail.
You're right. Yeah, it's not like that.
But I like it when other people do it. All right, let's talk more art stuff. So, diet. What are you eating as an artist? Is it nourishing you? Are you nourished? Have you found a good diet for yourself?
I like how the more art stuff segue went into the diet.
Yeah, that's my sense of humor.
I don't. I have some safe foods.
Yeah.
As an artist,
What do you rely on?
I eat a whole lot of pepperoni pizza, if I'm being honest. I try to have a rounded, well balanced diet. Frequently, I'll come back to some real some safe items that you don't have time to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Planning a 4-course meal for yourself when you're just you got more important things to be working on. So
see, I would have discriminated against you were I to guess what you were eating, because I was expecting you to say like bowls of plain barley. That you look like
I'm not
someone
sure how to take that.
who would have a lot of bran and like maybe like some just like a bunch of chopped kale, maybe.
Oh.
No.
I feel like I should be offended by that.
You should be. No. But it's pepperoni pizza. What are some other staples?
First thing in the morning, you get your bowl of cereal and you take care of that and you get moving on with your day. Wash it down with, coffee in the morning or your absinthe in the evening, and you're good to go. Absinthe,
yes. So, is this the sort of thing I've never partook of the absinthe? Is it just like in the movies? Like, are you just flooded with extra world visions?
Oh no, it's not like that. And they used to put a lot of wormwood in it, which is illegal now. But apparently that was the kind of psychoactive property. But they had to cut down on that. And it's quite strong, but it's not all. It's not all they make it out to be in your programs.
Okay. Yeah. So you're not like everything around you isn't like shimmering or anything like that.
Nah.
But this is an important part of your artist diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not too much. Every now and again, I actually coffee is a lot more prominent than all that.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're well fed, which is always a concern for artists. So art making is lonely. How do you get out of the studio to remember that you're a social creature? Do you go to clubs, gatherings? Are you into religion or protests? What are you doing for fellowship?
Ooh. I am a rather introverted person, so this isn't a big problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
I do very much enjoy the company of other artists in my community. So I, as much as possible, get out to galleries, hang out with other artists when there's open studios and these kinds of events, and trying to get together with friends when I can, and in my neighborhood or in the city. But I also really enjoy my time alone, and just frankly, usually not enough of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Interesting. Yeah.
uh,
Not enough time alone.
I actually I'm very social. I have this side job
Uh-huh.
which is keeps me very social as well. So maybe that's part of it.
What is it?
Well, but at night I lead ghost tours.
You
So
do.
I talk to a lot of people, and it's a very social position.
So who's haunting Milwaukee right now?
Oh, I don't know. Well,
You give a tour.
yeah. Well, there's. I mean, I have a very small kind of. I don't know. I only know a very small subset of who's haunting Milwaukee.
Yeah, yeah.
I talked to Molly and Elizabeth, sometimes Patrick, or
These are ethereal
the Mariner, perhaps.
friends.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is this? Is this what neighborhood are we talking about? Is this like downtown? Is this?
This is in Walker's Point,
Okay.
down at Shakers. So have they've been down there 40 years, but they have these ghosts that hang out that I introduce people to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're on good terms with these ghosts?
For the most part, yeah.
Have they presented themselves to you?
Oh yeah, but you got to understand they have many ways of presenting themselves.
What are some of the ways?
Well, they're not just gonna like pop up right in front of you and say like shake your hand, but they might mess with the lights
Yeah.
that you're next to, or you hear some a voice in your ear and you turn around and nobody's there, or there's just smells or just like sensations, and you can feel like the energy shift in a room, and you're like, oh, it's like something's different here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But did you experience this anywhere else before this job?
I'm sure I have, but
But nothing comes to mind.
right, I don't have any stories to tell you off the top of my head.
Sure. That's fine. How long have you been doing the ghost tour gig?
About 3 years now.
Wow.
But okay, so I was at the Pfister Hotel for that artist residency. That place was very haunted. So there
Yes,
was
it was.
that was a big part of. Well, I'm not supposed to say that.
Well, we are no longer employed.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I give it a pass.
The only spirits here are the spirits of hospitality.
Right.
But like again, I didn't have a lot of experiences there, but there was a lot of stories that I would hear, usually from people who had worked there longer than me and were working more in quieter parts of the building.
Yes. Yeah, I heard some stories too during my tenure there. Yes. So you found a good artist side hustle. What are some other gigs you've done?
Oh my!
Yeah.
I got quite a list.
I just, do tell. I love this.
There was I was a census worker, the 2020 census, like pandemic era too. That was pretty wild.
Did you go door to door?
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
Did that for a while. I did I lots of art related stuff too, like gallery preparator, framing work, that kind of thing.
Classic.
Yeah. I have one winter I had this job for a few months installing corporate scale Christmas displays in around the city of Philadelphia. So in the morning we'd go and fly to the warehouse and load them up with all these like plastic Christmas trees and things, and like go out to these major like major businesses and just like put these massive Christmas displays up, and that was pretty wild too.
Yeah. Do you feel like every artist would rather just be in their studio working, but do you feel like you've managed to find jobs that bring a benefit to your practice?
Sometimes there's usually something you can take from it, even if it's like, okay, again, like going back to the introverted thing, and
Yeah.
it's like maybe struggling to talk to people, having taken numerous jobs that puts me in a very public facing position where it gives me practice just being able to communicate with people better in a public setting.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's not related, but that kind of thing becomes beneficial in the long run.
Yeah. No, I like that. Yeah. No, I've been feeling really grateful for my day job right now, because like my day job is like handling old used books that are kind of
Ooh.
like rare and fragile. And it's like, this
Yeah.
is perfect for me.
That sounds great.
It is great. The pay is terrible, but
Right,
but
yeah,
it's so
books, yeah.
rewarding. Yes.
I get it.
Yes. So let's get back to some more questions here. So do your days kind of have a pattern of activity, or is each day a sort of snowflake never to be repeated?
More of the latter. I wouldn't think of snowflake as the but yeah, it's they can be quite different from day to day. It's partly because of the structure or lack thereof in my the tasks in my life right now that I do from day to day.
Mhm.
But on top of that, just I struggle with consistency, I think.
Sure,
And-
but at the same time, you're an artist who commits to generating a daily drawing,
Right.
and you've been maintaining that for years.
That's true.
So I think that's like a interesting contrast, that you're someone who has a somewhat flexible schedule, but you're also someone who commits to making something consistently.
Totally. That's quite what would you call an anomaly? It's a contradiction. Yeah.
Or maybe it lends structure. Like I just, for this year, for the first time in my entire life, I have tasked myself in creating one new poem each day. And
That's great.
I've never done like a daily artwork or poem other than like a 30-day challenge, but like this year I'm doing it every day. And I also have a similar lifestyle that is very unpredictable, but I find knowing that I have to create something, even if it's terrible quality, even if it's unfinished, that is something I can commit to.
Yeah, that's a good for you.
Oh, thank you. But
It's a great practice.
I just took the focus off of you again. Let me shift the spotlight. But like when you're doing your daily drawing, does it have to be finished?
Yeah, start to finish within a day.
But it's like a
So
certain size. It's like a small size.
Each one is 9 by 12 inches. And I've been doing them for over 10 years now. So
Wow.
they're all, but I think of them as one drawing that I have to add to every day. So
Yeah.
they're physically separate from each other, but part of the same object, like this non-local object that then can spread around the planet and be separate, but continuous at the same time.
Is it hard to store them?
Yes. Hence the table covered with spirals and owls. But it's a lot of work just maintaining the archives of these, more and more so as time goes on. But I commit to doing them every day. So it's consistent. But people ask me like what time of day I do them, expecting that it's like a very like kind of steady ritual in order to get them done, but it's actually kind of scattered, kind of sporadic. Like it happens at a different time every day, and they take very different amounts of time. Um, so there's a lot of variation in my schedule and then how they end up looking to. Some of them can be done in 15 minutes. Some of them are like 8 hours. So it really varies.
I'm going to ask you a crass question. You don't have to answer.
Uh-oh.
But do they sell pretty good?
That's a crass question. They that's a complicated question.
Sure. Sure.
They do at times when the conditions are there for them.
Yeah.
It's usually when people see them in person that they sell well.
Yeah.
So if I don't get them in front of people enough, then I tend not to sell them very much.
And they're a very buyable size.
Yeah. They don't photograph I don't photograph them as well as I'd like, maybe I should say, but yeah, it's like when people see them in person, they kind of, there's a whole other experience of them, what's going on that you don't get by photograph. So when I have big shows, they usually end up selling pretty good then.
Do you have any shows coming up?
In fact, I do. This month, April, I have a show at Shakers in Walker's Point.
The haunted place.
Yes. That is a solo show of work that I'm curating for that space, as well as creating some new work that's based on some of the entities in their building. So, yeah, I don't do a lot of portraits, but I'm still making work for the show, and it's some portraits of some of the entities there.
How interesting.
That's going to be during the Milwaukee Gallery night. So,
have you asked any of the entities how you should portray them?
I'm going to be spending more time communicating with them this month and trying to get some more information.
What are some techniques you use to communicate with them?
Most often, I use these rods, the divining rods, or like the dowsing rods that you can kind of ask yes or no questions. But I have some newer equipment that I want to take in there. And are you familiar with the Estes method?
I'm not actually. Tell me more.
But that's how I'm going to be communicating with them in the near future. So it involves wearing an eye mask and a headset where you can't hear anything outside of the headset. You plug this into your spirit box, and then you can ask. Well, it requires two people, right? So the person who's wearing the earphones is the receiver, hearing the voice of the entities, or careful how I say that, the voice that comes through the spirit box. And then the person asking the questions is, in the room asking questions. So the person listening cannot hear what the question is. They're just getting the answers and repeating them out loud.
Oh, interesting. So and when you say blind spirit blocks, that's the headphones and the
spirit box is essentially a radio that flips through radio stations quickly. So you might, the theory behind it is that the entity can have access to these little snippets of words that are coming through the radio, and they can piece them together to create words or phrases.
Oh, so they're collage artists.
Yes. Yeah, a spirit collage artist, yeah. And so they'll like put some words or phrases together and spit them back to you in response to the questions, and the person listening can say them out loud, and you can kind of have a conversation that way.
So who are you pairing up with to do this with?
Well, my wife Trudy has been my first collaborator in this process.
And neither one of you is too weirded out by this?
No. We were a little... we questioned it initially, like, should we be weirded out? After trying it, though, it felt more comfortable than I expected.
So is she the one asking the questions?
We switched back and forth.
Yeah. What a cool method. I'm very curious as to what you find out. And so people can check out the show, you said April 11th?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Milwaukee Gallery night. I think it's April 18th and 19th. It's Friday and Saturday.
April 18th and 19th.
So it's like Friday night, Saturday afternoon.
Okay. Yeah. And we should stop by Shakers. It's a cigar bar, right?
Yeah, the full name is Shaker's Cigar Bar and World Cafe.
Okay.
So it is a cigar bar as well as a bar and tour. Hangman Tours, the name of the tour group there.
Yeah.
Amazing restaurant. Yeah, just there's a lot going on in the building besides the cigars. So I just don't want to.
Oh, okay.
mislead
No,
you.
that's good. I've always avoided it for that reason. If
I
I'm
understand,
real,
yeah,
but
it's not
they
for
have
everybody.
they have like a dedicated gallery space in there.
What's gonna be working within their existing? It's not a dedicated gallery space.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be functioning within their.
I'll try and drop by. Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah. So, do you collect anything, and what constitutes a collection?
Oh, yeah, that's complicated, right? Because I think I collect a lot of things, but sometimes, yeah, like what? Can you collect something, but it's not a collection? Like, what if you just have one of something? Is it? Or what if I collect interesting items and it's just a collection of like items that are different from each other that are
But they share a uniting.
weirdness or
Yeah, maybe they have an energetic collection, or they just seem to make sense in
my mind.
in the company of each other.
Yeah.
Like perhaps it only becomes a collection when they are in the presence of others in the assortment.
But there are simple answers. Like I collect sticks or rocks, but it's like for different reasons over long periods of time. I might go years without collecting a stick, and then one stick, and I was like, okay, this is like I have a stick in my car now that I've had for like 9-10 years, and there's my navigation stick that like points me where to go. So that's a specific stick with a specific purpose, but it's in a line of sticks with other purposes in life. You know what I mean? And foods, I have foods as well that are, you know.
You keep the foods?
Yeah.
You just took a wad of something out of your pocket.
Yeah. I don't know if we have time.
Yes, we have time.
This,
okay, so
do you want to describe what it is?
So you handed me a piece of what looks like a paper towel, and it is yellowed, and it says finger, and it has a rubber band that just broke in my hand, an old rubber band, but it's all rolled up into this paper towel from the bathroom, and inside is what looks like I don't know, like it looks like a piece of mushroom or something.
Oh, well, it's a carrot. It's a carrot finger, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So this is an old dehydrated carrot that's probably been in this napkin, I would guess a good 10 years or more.
At least I think more now. But
and you carry that in your pocket at all times?
No. But it has, it looked just like a finger when it was a real carrot, when it was a fresh carrot.
Ah, and you're
now
remembering.
It doesn't look like so much a finger anymore.
Are you going to still keep it?
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's no longer a finger shape?
Yeah. That's something I've collected.
Well, you might have to cross out finger and put in what it is now, because it has morphed. It has moved on. Just as we all do.
Yeah.
Until we are only able to speak through the radio in collaged snippets.
We all get there eventually.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me today, Christopher T. Wood, artist. Where can people find your stuff?
ChristopherTwood.com. Christopher T. Wood on Instagram.
Excellent. Well, we'll catch you next week on Anja Asks Anybody.